Hello and welcome to the deep dive. So it's Monday, May 26, 2025, spring bank holiday here in the UK. A bit of a pause day, maybe, but what does that actually mean? Beyond just a day off, how does it affect, say, the financial markets? And what about just practical stuff, day to day? We've been digging into the source material you sent us from the Westferry Times, and we're going to unpack the key takeaways in this deep dive. And with us is Dr. James Carter. He's a financial analyst and market historian, so he's got a great perspective. Welcome.
Thank you. It's always insightful to look at these moments.
Great. Okay, let's dive right in then. Market closures, that's the big one for many. What's the official status today in the UK?
Right. Well, the main UK financial markets are definitely closed. That's the headline.
Okay.
And the big one, of course, the London Stock Exchange. Completely shut.
So no trading there.
No trading. And also, quite important, it's a non-settlement day for sterling, for GBP transactions.
Right. So a proper shutdown for the LSE.
A full stop, essentially, yes.
What about other areas like commodities? Are they affected too?
Mostly, yes. Most UK commodities markets are taking the day off as well.
Mostly.
Yeah, there's a slight exception noted in the sources. Certain energy futures markets are actually open.
Oh, interesting. Which ones?
Specifically Brent crude, heating oil, and London gas oil. They are trading, but it's not a full day. They've got an early close scheduled for 6:04 p.m. today.
Ah, okay. So a limited window there.
Exactly. A little bit of activity, but generally quiet.
And this isn't just a UK thing today, is it? The Westferry Times pointed out a coincidence.
That's right. It lines up perfectly with Memorial Day over in the U.S.
Ah, yeah.
So you got the New York Stock Exchange, the NASDAQ, U.S. bond markets, all closed too.
Wow, so London and New York offline on the same day.
Precisely. And when you take those two major centers out simultaneously, well, it leads to a really significant drop in global trading volume.
A real double whammy for market activity then.
Definitely. It's a much quieter day globally because of it.
So what does that mean for the people involved? Like for traders versus maybe longer-term investors? How do they approach a day like this?
Yeah, it's quite different for active traders,
Right.
especially anyone doing day trading. It's pretty dead, frankly.
Right, nothing much to trade.
Exactly. The main venues are shut. Liquidity just dries up. Makes trading difficult, often riskier if you even find something. So mostly it's an enforced day off for them.
Forces them to step away.
It does.
Oh.
But for investors, maybe those with a longer horizon, the perspective changes a bit.
How so?
The sources highlighted this as potentially an opportunity, a day away from the market's sort of immediate noise.
Okay.
So many use it to maybe review their portfolios, catch up on some research they've been meaning to do.
Or just take a break.
Or just take a break. Absolutely. And it's also, a good moment to maybe plan for the week ahead.
That makes sense. Prepare for when things get going again. Because quiet won't last forever, right? The sources mentioned upcoming reports.
They did. Yeah, even with the UK and US quiet today, the world keeps turning. There are some key economic reports due later this week. Think places like Germany, India, Canada. Those reports could definitely bring some volatility back when markets reopen.
Okay, good heads up. And just to be absolutely clear, are all major global markets shut or are there places still trading today?
Oh, no, not a complete shutdown. Markets in Asia were open earlier.
Yeah.
Shanghai, Hong Kong, Tokyo, they had their normal sessions.
Right.
And Paris is open too, but the sheer volume that usually goes through London and New York is so huge.
That even with others open, it's still quiet overall.
Exactly. Overall, global volume is significantly down compared to a normal Monday.
Okay, that paints the financial picture really clearly. Let's shift gears a bit. What about the impact closer to home? Retail, public services, the day-to-day stuff. What should people expect?
Yeah, this is where it affects everyone directly. And the Westferry Times had some useful specifics here. The main thing is, don't assume normal opening hours for shops. Many supermarkets, major retailers, they've adjusted their schedules.
Bank holiday hours can be all over the place, can't they? Any specific examples from the material?
Yes, they listed a few. Tesco, for instance, in England, Wales, and the Isle of Man, often 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Though, interestingly, Scotland might be open later, maybe till 8 p.m. As does superstores. Look like they're mostly doing 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. But some of their 24-hour ones might actually stick to 24 hours.
Right, always exceptions.
Always. Co-op seems generally 7 a.m. to 10 p.m., but again, regional differences can apply. And Sainsbury's, the big supermarkets, often 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., but their smaller local stores usually stay open later, maybe till 11 p.m.
So the key advice really is Check online before you go out.
Absolutely. That's the safest bet. Check the specific store's website or app.
Good advice. What about things like post and deliveries? Are the normal postal services working?
No, traditional services like Royal Mail, they're not operating today. It's a non-delivery day for them.
Okay.
But reflecting how things have changed, the sources did note that Amazon deliveries are expected to continue as usual.
Ah, so it depends on who's delivering it.
Precisely. Modern logistics versus traditional post.
That makes sense. Stepping back from today's practicalities, where did this spring bank holiday even come from? What's the history?
Well, the current Spring Bank holiday, the one on the last Monday in May, was formally established to give workers a break during the spring.
Just a designated day off.
Essentially, yes. It's
Yeah.
one of the official UK bank holidays days when banks traditionally closed, and so did many other businesses.
And these bank holidays, they often have older roots, don't they?
They certainly do. Many UK holidays link back to older traditions, sometimes religious, sometimes seasonal markers. But over time, they've evolved. Today, they're really embedded in the culture as a chance for rest, for leisure.
Family time.
Absolutely. Family time, maybe a short trip. It's become a modern tradition, even if built on older foundations.
And the overall economic effect, does having these national pauses, significantly dent the economy?
It's an interesting question. You'd think closing things down would have a big negative impact.
Yeah.
And there is a temporary slowdown in some sectors, obviously. But the analysis in the Westferry Times suggests it's often balanced out
Wow.
by increased spending in other areas. Things like tourism, hospitality. People go out, they travel a bit, eat out.
Ah, okay, so it sort of shifts the activity.
It seems to, yes.
Yes.
While it's complex, the general view is that over the long run, the net economic impact of a bank holiday is probably fairly neutral. Slowdown here, boost there.
Fascinating balance. Okay, so looking ahead now. Today's quiet, markets are paused.
Yeah.
What happens next? When do things get back to normal?
Normal operations resume tomorrow, Tuesday, May 27th.
And what should investors or anyone watching the markets be ready for?
We'll definitely be prepared for potential volatility. Markets will need to catch up, react to any news that happened while the UK and US were closed.
Right, digesting today's global events.
Exactly. And remember those economic data releases we mentioned coming later in the week from Germany, India, Canada.
Yeah.
Those could certainly drive some significant moves once the data is out.
So the advice is stay alert.
Stay informed, definitely. Review your strategy, perhaps, given the pause. Just be ready for activity to pick up tomorrow.
Okay. It really does feel like a pause before things ramp up again. Just as we wrap up beyond the markets and the shops, any final thought on the value or meaning of a day like today?
It's interesting, isn't it, this kind of coordinated pause.
Mm-hmm.
It really throws into relief how interconnected everything is.
Mm-hmm.
Financial markets, supply chains, even just our daily routines. We often take the constant hum of activity for granted. So a bank holiday? Maybe it's more than just a day off. It's a collective moment to perhaps unconsciously notice the systems we rely on. Makes you think about what else is running constantly in the background that we only really see when it stops for a moment.
That's a really great point. A moment to see the machinery, as it were. Well, thank you so much. That was a fantastic deep dive, really clarifying the impact of the holiday on all sorts of levels.
My pleasure. Always good to discuss.
And to you, our listener, we hope you're having a good day. Whatever you're up to, maybe enjoying the rest, seeing family, or using the quiet time productively, do stay tuned to Westferry Times for more deep dives and analysis. Thank you for watching Westferry Times. Until next time, take care.